As you may remember, a few months ago I did a Mr. Aqua Nanoscape for my sister. She wanted to keep dwarf puffers. Now it's been a while since I've been over there. I did make it over a little bit, like a week or two after I set it up, and I brought her an Endler's live bear that I bred out of my tank. After that, life pretty much got in the way, and I was on vacation, then she was on vacation, and we've been really busy. The last night I remedied that situation by showing up to do a quick update with you guys and show you what's going on. That's coming right up. Stick around. Hey YouTube, this is pecktec and I'm here with Natalie, my sister, in her tank. So it's been a while since I came over, Natalie. I'm really sorry. So,
it's okay.
But let's see, we've done vacations. You just started school. It's been a real busy time for all of us. So we haven't gotten back together to look at the tank until today. So we actually tried to add fish before, but they
series of unfortunate events.
Yeah.
My cat ate one of them, and then the other one jumped ship.
So that is a danger with with especially the rimless tanks and stuff, because what happens is there's no lid on it. If it goes on, if the cat thing becomes a problem, we could engineer a lid possibly for this.
I can sticky tape the corners.
Oh.
She won't touch it.
Ah. But I guess that's something to consider, I guess, you know, when you have pets and stuff. Because like my cat completely ignores the aquarium. I wasn't anticipating that. So we're gonna clean up her tank just a little bit. We're gonna do a water test to kind of see where things are at. And we're gonna see what's going on in here. Now, it looks okay actually. It's got algae. It's got a little bit of algae going on, but it's not terrible. And this is something that always happens with a new tank too. So a new aquarium is always going to have algae. Even sometimes an older seasoned aquarium is going to have algae. That goes part and parcel with the planted tank. And what you do is you just try to beat it. You beat the algae by making the plants grow as fast as possible. So right now, even now, months later, your plants are in a transition period where they're just starting to emit new little growth and stuff. So once that begins, it starts really slow, but then it escalates and escalates and escalates. So what's going to happen is these plants over the next few months will really start to grow. And once they really start to grow and thrive, there'll be no nutrition left for the algae, you know, in theory. Okay, that's the way it's supposed to work. But you've got everything going on. You've got a nice bright light. We've got some good substrate, we think. So really it's a waiting game. So in the meantime, what you can do is just sort of manually clean up the algae, okay?
That's what I've been doing.
Now we know you're not overstocked because there hasn't been a fish in here in a few weeks. So it's probably okay. In the first few months after you start a new tank, what's gonna happen is all the special substrate and other things that we put in the tank to help it grow plants is sort of this overabundance of nutrition, okay? And since a new plant might be in a transitional mode where it's not really growing and taking up plants, it's just in stasis until it decides it's time to start growing again. While your plant's in that stasis, it's not taking up the nutrition and it's got to go somewhere. Algae will take up anything extra that you've got going on in your aquarium. So if you've got any extra nutrition at all, algae is going to take advantage of that and start to grow. My tank that I planted just last weekend with a hand, it's already, I've got algae growing.
The hand?
Yeah, with this hand. She was there. She was there for the making of the hand. You've got your own little body part.
I have a hand too.
All right, we'll show that in a minute. It's fingers.
Yeah.
It's even creepier, I think.
I know, you could bury it and it'd just be fingers coming up. You can't see the base or anything.
Yeah, that'd be, well, about 50-50 of my audience thinks that either that would be cool or Chris! So yes, a new aquarium's always going to have this algae period, okay? This time when the algae sets in. So don't despair. It might be a little bit more work.
It is definitely more work. My old tank did not have plants in it, so this whole process, I've not experienced it. It's different.
It is different. Hopefully, once you get past this initial stage, things will calm down. Every day that goes on, a little bit more of that nutrition gets sucked up out of that substrate and other stuff. So, and after your plants really start to grow and thrive, that's when you'll be adding things in, like that's when you would start adding fertilizers and other things in. It's kind of a waste to throw that stuff in before the plants really start to come back. You can add fertilizers in, but I think, in my opinion, in the very early stages of a new planted tank, you should always just let it sit. In fact, the more you can just let it sit and ignore it without fish, the better. But you've done enough of that, so.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get in here, we're gonna take a look at this tank, and we'll be back in a little bit. So a lot of times what I do when I go to remove algae in a manual way, especially if it's not my tank, if it's a tank that I'm not as familiar with, I like to just kind of test the algae. I grab onto a bit of it and see how easily it can actually be pulled off. Some algae can be really easily removed, where others are a little trickier. There is some algae that just won't let go, and you'll have to either remove the leaf or just deal with it in some other way. So the new growth is going to be well suited to the new environment that the plant's in. So you want to avoid it as much as possible. And if you can, take out a plant that's on its way out and happens to be covered with algae, then it's a twofer. Now, I won't necessarily trim every leaf that looks like it's doing bad. I'm just going for the really, really obviously dead ones. And it's easy to tell the difference. You got, a nice sharp end on this one here, and then this one, the tip of it's gone. So I go as far down as I can, and then I just take it out. You basically just keep doing that until you've got a halfway decent looking plant again, or at least one with some potential. This is good to do after the first 2 or 3 months after you plant. Just go through and take out all the dead growth and really give the new growth some room to grow. And this is just a little pair of sewing scissors, nothing special about it. But you don't need much. You can do this with your fingers too. You'll notice the dead leaves get the most algae too. Okay folks, that's all we got for you this week. Don't forget to follow your bliss.
And keep a clean tank.
We'll see you soon. Bye. You gotta do the dance, do the dance. Now the actual work. I don't want to get into cat tips too much.
Double-sided tape to keep the cat off.
So a few months ago I set up a little Mr. Aqua Nano tank for my sister. So a few months ago I set up a Mr.